Let's get the sport headlines now with Nick Lockyer.
The Sydney Swans could be without Buddy Franklin for the entire AFL Finals series after the club revealed he is battling an ongoing mental health condition as well as epilepsy. The star forward has been ruled out indefinitely. His coach refused to go into specific details about how long Franklin has been suffering from the illnesses, but insists they are treatable.
It's a fact of life that a lot of people suffer from it, but a lot of people are able to deal with it and still be very successful, and we're very confident that's the case with Lance.
Still with AFL, Essendon's Jake Carlisle and Greater Western Sydney's Adam Treloar have both requested to be traded from their respective clubs. Treloar has nominated Collingwood as his preferred destination, while Bulldogs duo Jason Johannisen and Jordan Roughhead will miss Saturday night's elimination final against Adelaide. George Burgess will try to get his two-match ban reduced to one at the NRL judiciary tomorrow night. The South's prop will challenge the severity of his Grade 2 contrary conduct charge for throwing a water bottle at a Roosters player. Sam Stosur, Australia's final singles hope at tennis's US Open, has been eliminated in the fourth round of the tournament by Italian Flavia Pennetta. In the men's draw, Roger Federer advanced to the quarterfinals over John Isner, while Andy Murray was beaten by South Africa's Kevin Anderson. And the pay dispute between Football Federation Australia and the Players Union has intensified, with the Matildas boycotting a training camp before their US tour.
Let's get the sport now with Nick Lockyer.
Luke Hodge won't relinquish the Hawthorn captaincy after he was caught drink driving last week. The skipper was fined by police and the club, but the Hawks have defended their decision not to suspend him from Friday night's AFL qualifying final against West Coast.
It's been a bad few weeks for one of the game's most...
South Sydney could be without George Burgess for its NRL finals campaign after the prop was charged by the judiciary for throwing a bottle at an opposition player. Burgess is facing a two-match ban, but the Rabbitohs will be boosted by the return of captain Greg Inglis for Sunday's elimination final against the Sharks.
Greg Inglis is back, just in time.
All-rounder Shane Watson is adamant he can't handle the rigours of Test cricket anymore. Watson announced his retirement from the Test arena, having played 59 matches for Australia. He was dropped during the recent Ashes series after struggling to find form. The 34-year-old will focus on the shorter forms of the game.
I don't have that, that real fight in me. Especially for Test cricket, knowing the lengths, physically I have to go to, mentally and technically as well to be able to be at my best again in Test cricket.
Watson suffered a calf strain during Australia's one-day win over England at the weekend and won't play in the 3 remaining matches in the series. Venus Williams insists she will have no problems denying her sister Serena a rare slice of tennis history. Serena will become the first women's singles player to win a calendar year Grand Slam since Steffi Graf in 1988 if she wins the US Open. The world number one advanced to the quarterfinals with victory over fellow American Madison Keys, and that's where she'll meet her older sibling.
I don't think anyone wants to be a spoiler. I think people love to see history being made. I think no one's out to be a spoiler, but at the same time, you're focused on winning your match, even though the circumstances are really much different than usual.
In the men's draw, world number one Novak Djokovic and defending champion Marin Cilic both progressed to the quarters.
Who has won the AFL's Rising Star Award?
Jesse Hogan of the Melbourne Demons has won the AFL's Rising Star Award, which is given to the Rookie of the Year. He beat home Carlton's Patrick Cripps. Now, the 20-year-old has been outstanding for the Demons this year. He led Melbourne in goal kicking, kicked 44 goals from his 20 games, and was actually third in the comp for contested marks as well. They're outstanding stats for a young man that is in his first year in the competition. He polled 49 out of a possible 50 votes, so this is why the Melbourne Demons fans are very excited about the future and what Jesse Hogan might bring. Dom Sheed of the West Coast Eagles polled the third highest amount of votes, guys.
Congratulations to him. Now, it's not a week without mentioning some drama on some kind of tennis court. What's going on with Nick Kyrgios?
Dramas always surround Nick Kyrgios, but he has been dumped from Australia's lineup for the semi-final of the Davis Cup against Great Britain next week. Wally Masur, the Davis Cup captain, insists it's a mutual decision and wants Kyrgios to develop all aspects of his game. Now, that has allowed Bernard Tomic to make his return to the Davis Cup lineup for Australia. He was, of course, dumped from the quarterfinal lineup against Kazakhstan after a public feud with Tennis Australia over funding. Now, getting on to the US Open, Kumi, because I know you're excited about this. Novak Djokovic, the world number one, beat Feliciano Lopez today to set up a semi-final against Marin Cilic. And look who was there. Don't they love Donald Trump and John McEnroe in New York? But this was the real matchup of the day, the headline act. The Williams sisters going head-to-head, and any Serena fans will be very pleased to know that the world number one's aspirations for a Grand Slam are still alive. She won in 3 sets. Venus really gave her some troubles in the second set, but Serena ended up going on to win it. She's set up a semi-final against world number 43, Roberta Vinci. I don't think she'll have any troubles there moving through to the final. Great to see Serena. She is in red hot form.
Athlete.
Unbelievable. Most dominant athlete in the world for mine.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. And as a lot of people say, we no longer need to say the most amazing female athlete. She's just an incredible athlete.
She's just the most amazing athlete for me.
Yep.
Is Nadal still in it?
No, Scott, he
I'm
isn't.
seriously asking. I figured he
lost to Fabio,
which is why we had to step around it.
Yeah, we had to really tread carefully around that
Okay, quickly
segment.
off the tennis set. Big change in cricket. It's still going on for the Australian cricket team.
Yeah, the regeneration of the Australian Test team continues. Brad Haddin announced his formal retirement from international and first-class cricket today. After 66 tests and 270 dismissals, the New South Wales cricket actually gave him a painting that was almost bigger than him today. You can see that there, pretty handy. I don't know where he's going to put that in his house, but it comes after the long line of retirements. Michael Clarke, Chris Rogers, Shane Watson and Ryan Harris were all victims of the recent Ashes series. That's 5 in total. Now, we know him as the hard-talking sledger, but he was a little emotional today when he was asked about the highlight of his career.
Obviously, Ashes campaigns, whether you win or lose, I think they're pretty special moments in someone's career. And I think for me, it's the relationships you make with your teammates. To have the New South Wales players here today means a lot. So, yeah. Hay fever.
Brad Haddin there, a little bit of hay fever.
Time of the year.
Something in the eye. Now, Australia also played last night in the one-day international series against England, lost by 93 runs, but still lead the series 2-1. Want to show you a couple of catches here. First one is Steve Finn. Want to see who you think made the better catch. This is Steve Finn at mid-wicket to get rid of Australia's captain, Steve Smith. Not a bad effort, especially for a tall, lanky, fast bowler, guys.
It's fantastic.
And Jason Roy to dismiss Ashton Agar. This is my favourite catch of the year. The cameraman even lost it. He was going back, somehow managed to hold on to that despite a juggle. Which catch do you prefer, guys?
Steve Finn's.
Steve Finn's? I like James Roy's.
I'm going to sit in the middle. Say both.
Well, that's boring.
I know. Very
Thanks,
boring.
Guys.
See you soon.
Thank you, Sos.